In Los Angeles, there's absolutely no excuse for a decent person be forced to play a game of Russian roulette when riding a bus, train, or waiting at a station.
Topanga Canyon Boulevard and Irwin Street. Authorities say the teenager boarded a bus without paying the fare and started to argue with the driver. The two stepped off the bus and continued arguing, with the driver seeking help to escape the aggressive stranger. Then, suddenly, the teenager pulled a knife and stabbed the driver repeatedly in the chest, in the neck, and in the back.
That's just some of the crime riding aboard Metro. The latest attack early Thursday morning in Santa Monica. A man tries to get aboard a Metro bus by kicking the closed door, then assaulting the driver inside.
A troubling development in a recent series of violent attacks on the LA Metro. A man was stabbed in broad daylight near the Figueroa Way and Adams Boulevard bus stop in University Park. According to LAPD, he and his attacker had been kicked off a bus for arguing.
This man, wearing black clothing and rainbow-colored shoes, allegedly got into a fight with another man on a Metro bus near Western Avenue and Olympic Boulevard. That 63-year-old man died at the location.
Metro bus driver was attacked overnight in Santa Monica, the third violent crime involving buses in less than a week.
LAPD arrests a man after yet another attack on a Metro bus, this time on the 240 line along Ventura Boulevard in Encino. Police say the suspect is homeless and mentally ill. Officers say the man tried to rob someone using a wrench to hit him. Just 3 weeks ago, a 67-year-old grandmother coming home from work was stabbed to death in the Universal City Station by a mentally unstable man with a long criminal record.
We begin with breaking news. Not one, but two separate stabbings in less than an hour involving the Metro transit system.
A stabbing on a Metro bus, this one involving 3 juveniles. It's happened at West Los Feliz Road and South Central Avenue in Glendale. Police say it started with a fight. Then 2 kids tried to rob a third kid who ended up getting stabbed.
The passengers I spoke with this morning say they are just so scared. This riding the Metro or a train or bus comes with great risk.
The initial call came out as a man possibly with a knife on top of a red line train there in the underground station there.
Authorities say it all started around 11:40 last night when the unhoused suspect pointed what appeared to be a gun at the bus driver, forcing him to drive to multiple locations in downtown. The suspect ran from the scene but was eventually caught.
First responders rush in here. One of the passengers shot, perhaps in the back of the head. Investigators still looking at that, but that man is rushed to a local ER. Does not make it. The gunman runs out. Detectives quickly apprehend him. He is under arrest, may be a homeless man. For now, we are live here in Commerce. Back to the west side we go.
And thank you. You're talking about that Metro board. LA Mayor Karen Bass is the chair of that board, and she held a briefing about Metro safety earlier today before the latest incident that Ed's talking about. Bass says she's taking immediate action.
I directed an immediate surge of law enforcement personnel on Metro buses, on rail cars, and in stations to address this spike.
So directly after that press conference, as we were walking out, Metro security tried fending off a man with a knife who was walking casually outside a Union Station.
The Los Angeles County Metropolitan Transportation Authority is a public agency where our tax dollars go to move the region. LA Metro's top priority should provide the paying customers transit service from point A to point B. Nothing else should matter. The agency should not use tax monies to sponsor the arts, concerts, be homeless advocates, nor promote social justice or other non-transit activities. The MTA should enforce fares, increase police presence, and kick off the crackheads and the homeless who deface the trains and buses daily. The word Metro means movement. No matter what color of the skin, orientation of the day, or political views, transportation is for everyone. There have been a growing number of attacks against workers and riders in transportation in the Los Angeles area. Countless of individuals have been using buses, trains, and stations as housing, and within those areas, illegal activities are occurring. The good paying customers do not want to associate themselves, and nor should they, things have certainly got out of control on the metro system.
Tell me what to do.
And most recently, the Los Angeles Mayor, Karen Bass, also the chair of the Metro Board, just introduced a surge of police officers onto the system.
This follows the mayor's direction for a surge in security presence.
We have already acted. The request of Metro to increase personnel happened yesterday. The motion that we are talking about today will be introduced and discussed at Metro's board meeting next week. But given what has happened on the trains and the buses, we did not want to wait for a meeting next week. We wanted to act immediately.
We applaud that decision from the mayor, as deaths and crime have drastically risen. Some say it's a little too late, but it was welcoming news for the riders who wanted some type of action, not only from the mayor, but from the MTA CEO herself. But the only action Ms. Wiggins had made was firing of Gina Osborne, the former chief safety officer.
Metro CEO Stephanie Wiggins fired her.
I walked into my office, the chief people officer came in, along with the employee advocate, told me that I was terminated from Metro, that I needed to give them my badge and my phone, and they walked me out in front of my staff. They put me into an Uber and they sent me home.
Ms. Wiggins took offense that Ms. Osborne reported it to the Inspector General rather than only reporting it to Ms. Wiggins.
In Los Angeles and all over California, we have seen a big surge of theft, high crimes, and violence. A lot of citizens blame the people in power. Others blame Proposition 47, as that ballot measure recategorizes some crimes as misdemeanors rather than felonies. Others say it's the failure of the district attorney's office that do not prosecute because of their hidden agendas. Others say it's the MTA's CEO, Stephanie Wiggins, for her failure in leadership. It may be true, but that will be a discussion for a later day. In a perfect world, and for these suggestions to get a green light, the MTA will definitely need everybody on board and committed, such as the City of Los Angeles County, independent cities within Los Angeles County, and its many stakeholders. We have noticed a decent number of bus operators are letting non-paying individuals board the bus, and a majority of those non-paying individuals are the problem. We can understand someone's that down on their luck and needs a break for a free ride to get home, work, or even to get their automobile out of the repair shop. But the majority of the non-paying individuals are the homeless, drug addicts, and the unlawful. Our first suggestion was to impose a surge of police officers onto the system. Since that's already done thanks to Mayor Bass, Suggestion 2, raise the fare and impose a zero-tolerance policy on free rides. Zero tolerance is what Omnitrans out in San Bernardino County are currently practicing. No courtesy rides. By eliminating free rides, the bus ride would be safer without non-paying individuals along with paying customers. Suggestion 3, eliminate all door boarding on premium bus lines. By eliminating all door boarding, this will prevent fare invaders from entering from the rear. The skeptics would say by having patrons only entering at the front, the bus trip will take a little bit longer. We would tell those skeptics rider safety is important. Plan accordingly and take an earlier bus if one is worried about ride time. Suggestion 4, equip all driver barrier doors with a keyed HASS block. All Metro buses currently have a clear plastic barriers protecting the operators from the riders, and it was used frequently during the COVID-19 era. Unfortunately, those same barriers do not lock, and it can be opened by anyone from the outside. By equipping those door barriers with a keyed HASS block on the driver's side, this will protect the operator from unlawful individuals that may want to assault the operator. Suggestion 5. Acquire a governmental executive order. The MTA board should get the governor of California or the president of the United States to immediately issue an emergency executive order protecting all transportation workers, passengers, and transit property. The proposed executive order should state it would be unlawful for any individuals to intimidate, threaten with a weapon, attack, or cause bodily harm towards any transportation worker or passenger. And if they get caught, they will go to prison for a set amount of time. The order shall also include any individuals that uses or sells illicit drugs on transit property and to whoever damages transit property. The executive order shall be the law of the land. Suggestion 6. Put a tap card reader and a cash machine on the outside. Install a tap card reader and a fare box on the outside of the bus, like the one in this image. Once the patron pays the fare, the front door will open for them. This will prevent fare invaders by trying to board the bus. We do not know if this will be a practical approach, but it's an out-of-the-box idea for the sake of everyone's safety. Suggestion 7. Get rid of those green-shirted ambassadors and create a Metro police force. We have only seen those green-shirted ambassadors just roaming the hallways, sitting down gossiping with others, and playing on their cell phones. We do not know whose idea was it for those ambassadors, but they are useless, and the majority of bus operators feel the same way.
As for the embattled Metro Ambassador program, bus drivers don't have much faith in it.
That program is not working at all. As far as I'm concerned, it was a waste of money.
Recently, we were at Gateway Center and noticed a homeless individual talking to themselves out loud. We tried looking for a green-shirted ambassador, and there was not one to be found. We personally feel those ambassadors only reduce the amount of basic safety issues, but will do little to nothing to combat the extreme issues, and only a police officer's presence is needed. MTA should create its own police force to patrol the system, assist in enforcing affairs, arrest drug users, and kick off the non-paying riders. Suggestion 8. Arm all bus and rail operators. The MTA should equip all operators with pepper spray, and if they have a permit to carry a firearm, they should be armed as well. With the operators being equipped with a defensive weapon, an unlawful individual will think twice about hurting an operator or passenger. Suggestion 9. Dismantle some metro stations. The MTA should dismantle crime-ridden, dangerous, and less performing stations along the metro rail lines. By closing down compromised metro stations, it will open up additional resources at other stations, and it will also speed up train operations by skipping those closed stations. For example, let's look at the Metro Green Line, now known as the C Line. We do not have any crime stats on hand, but for the sake of argument, let's take away some stations, from 14 stations down to 8 stations. Let's concentrate on Redondo Station. The MTA should close down that station and open up as a police substation, and also a holding cell for unlawful individuals that was arrested on board the Metro train system. This example can also be used for other Metro rail stations along the system. Also have a bus line running adjacent to any Metro rail line to transport riders to open stations along the line. Suggestion 10. Privatize the Metro rail system. The MTA should privatize its rail system so the agency can fully concentrate on its fledgling bus system. Privatizing the rail should only be for 5 years. Be enough time for the agency to get away from their non-transit activities and just focus on its bus network for more safe transportation for all. In Los Angeles, there's absolutely no excuse for a decent person be forced to play a game of Russian roulette when riding a bus, train, or waiting at a station. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Please stay tuned for other content appearing on this network in the near future. Please comment below and tell us your thoughts on what safety measures you would like to see. Till next time, thank you all for watching. Remember, transportation should not end at a county line. Transit lives here.